it's amazing how much better your language has got the last 30 years, so I don't know quite how to take that. I tell you, for all you guys and girls and coaches here that have coached so long at one place, I just have great respect for that. I've never done that. It goes back to something I heard a long time ago from a coach in Texas. I coached in Texas for 12 years. They asked this high school coach, you know, in the old days, you could go out and interview for a job and nobody knew he was gone. Remember those days? With social media now, that doesn't happen. Well, they found out he applied for a job at another high school, and the Tyler, Texas newspaper said, they went and interviewed him, and they said, why are you applying for this job? He said, you know, they say for every year you coach somewhere, you lose 10% of your support. He said, I've been here 11 years and I'm down to negative 10%. All you people that stayed a long time in one place, great respect. I also have tremendous respect for people that end up going ahead and coaching two teams. I don't know how you do it. I coach in one practice, I'm done. I'm ready to go sit in the office, drink a cup of coffee, a Coke, whatever. I remember a couple of years ago, about 10 years ago, I guess, I'm from Kentucky. I went back to Kentucky over Christmas, and one of my ex-teammates was coaching, and he was coaching the boys and girls team in a high school. So I walked up to him at the halftime, I'm watching my niece play, and I said, Don, what are you doing coaching two teams? He said, well, we're currently 0-27, I'm trying to set the single season losing record for one coach. And I thought, man, that'd be a long year. I tell you, when Danny called me, I was just flabbergasted. I was at the NJCA national meeting. I'm regional director for our region, and we were trying to solve some things for the NJCA. When he called me, there was three things that I immediately thought of. Number one, I was very appreciative of Moberly Community College for giving me the chance to coach. Number two, and this was huge, extremely appreciative of my ex-players that have given me the chance to win a lot of games, win championships, do some of the things we've done. And the last but not least, I'm saying this very jokingly, I thought, man, this must be a weak year for selection shorts. Well, looking at the credentials of the people I'm here with, I am honored. It's just a tremendous proof, and I'm just very appreciative. Before I go on, I'd like to introduce four people. The first one's extremely special to me. That's my daughter, Sloan, and that's my pride and joy. And none of my kids like basketball, so that shows you what kind of job I did. She's a swimmer. And Ron and Irene Harley, two of our tremendous fans from Moberly. And last but not least, definitely, our Director of Finance, the guy that gives us the budget, Gary Stephens. Appreciate y'all being here today. Thank you. I'm from Somerset, Kentucky, and that's a small town in Kentucky, and this is kind of the norm in Kentucky. Town of 9,000 people, high school gym seats 5,500. It was packed there on Tuesday and Friday, and it was a special place to grow up at. And I tell you what, I've got so much respect for you high school coaches. I coached 1 year high school basketball. That was it. That was right out of college. I was working on my graduate degree, and I was coaching at a school in Richmond, Kentucky. And remember that I was a JV coach, and the head coach came in and said, Pat, you've got a parent that's kind of upset with you. You know, let's just talk to him. He's not real happy with his son's playing time. So I said, no problem, bring him on in here. So the head coach sat in on the meeting, and the guy came in, and he said, Coach, I'm just not very happy with my son's playing time. You don't seem to have a role for him at all. I said, well, I've got a major role for him. I said, I would hope that he would stop messing up our pregame warm-ups. That would be tremendous. Well, make a long story short, I learned a real valuable lesson about high school coaching. Don't say that to the father of the son whose dad is also the school board superintendent, the head of the school board. So that was an important high school lesson I learned about. I'm 23 years old and I go apply for a job at Superintendent Junior College. And I'll never forget it. This was my first college job. They narrowed it down to 3 of us. I was pretty pleased. I thought, man, that's pretty impressive. 23 years old, you know, the final 3. I later found out there were only 3 people applied for this job. Now, I get there, I put on the only suit I had. My old brown suit, that's the only one I've got. I show up, and there's 3 people being interviewed. There's myself, and this is the honest truth. There's a guy that evidently was an ex-player there that was on lunch break from his job as a painter, mainly because he still had his painting outfit on. Okay? I thought, you know, I've got a shot to beat this guy. So I really started seeing my chances raised. Well, anyway, they started the interview process. They asked the other guy. They said, I interviewed already. They interviewed us all together. And they asked us, you know, what our religious conviction was. I said, I'm a Christian. When they got to him, the painter, I thought, man, I probably got this guy. They got to the 3rd guy, and they asked him, they said, what's your religious conviction? He said, I'm an atheist. Well, it was a Methodist college. And I thought, I got a real shot at this one. That's how I got my first college basketball coaching position, okay? This was August the 12th. I asked for a roster. School started in 9 days. They handed me a blank sheet of paper. I said, where's the players at? They said they all flunked out. So I had 9 days to go and fill the team. And it was the worst looking group ever put together. I remember one time we had to start dressing our manager out on that team. And within 2 games, he was complaining about playing time. That's when you know it's bad. I like to tell people that we went 2-28 that year. But thank God for Morristown, Tennessee College, because they didn't know how to fill an eligibility form out, and they had to forfeit 2 games. Okay, so that saved us a winless season. At the end of the year, they asked me, they said, Coach, is there anything positive about this year? And again, I'm not too politically smart at that time, not that I am now. I said, yes, there is. This was for the newspaper. I said, I never have to watch this team play together again. And again, you probably need to be smart about comments. But from there, I was able to, believe it or not, turn that program around a little bit. I went to St. Catherine Junior College in London, Kentucky, in Springfield, Kentucky. So they asked me one time, they said, how do you like your fans there? I said, I like both of them. We had no support, but you know what? We had 2 really good years. From there, I went to Lincoln Community College in Illinois. The first day I took that job, I remember the newspaper guy told me, I said, what? He said, you know what LLCC stands for? I said, no, not really. He said, Losers Last Chance College. They had 1 winning season in 27 years. Well, like anything else, we were able to get some good players in there and turn that thing around. I tell you, I was very appreciative in 2001 to be hired as coach at Moberly Community College. And just a great tradition, great town. And I tell you what, the biggest mistake I probably ever made was leaving there. I went to Texas for a number of years, coached up there. We had a lot of success. I was just very honored, I guess now 4 years ago, when they brought me back there. I tell you, I told you, I've got 4 children, and to be honest with you, my 2 oldest sons, they gravitated toward football. I'm a big football fan myself. My oldest son now he's the assistant coach at Coffeyville Community College, coaches wide receivers, and he asked me a couple years ago, and I think this will make a lot of sense to you high school coaches and college coaches. He asked me, Dad, is there any advice you would give me going into coaching? I said, yes. I said, spend a lot more time worrying about the Jimmies and the Joes than the X's and O's. Because, you know, that's what you can do at the college level. I can go out and I can recruit, and I can get a team to fill my needs. I can recruit players to fit my system. I'll tell you what, I'm very honored to Coach Barr to be going in with you, because of all the coaches I've ever coached against, your best offense was shoot it and miss it, because you all had truly, they had the best offensive rebounding strategy I've ever seen, keeping them off the offensive glass. In my 34 years, it's the best I've seen. So I'm very honored. But anyway, getting back to this, I told him, I said, you got to worry about getting players. You know what I love about you high school coaches? Y'all take what you get. Now, granted, where I'm from, Kentucky, a couple of the greatest high school coaches, the greatest recruiters I've ever seen high school coaches. I know that doesn't happen in Missouri, right? But you know what they always get behind Kentucky? Well, we got the parents that did their jobs. And I guess that's justification. But anyway, I tell you what, I just have so much respect for high school coaching and your ability to adapt, to adjust, to change, and I really applaud that. I tell you, I spent 12 years in Texas, and if you ever want to coach, anybody here coached at college in Texas, it's Friday night lights, it's football. I mean, a typical job they have a law in Texas that the school superintendent has to make $1 more than the football coach. I mean, that's basically state law. They're going to be the highest paid member, because otherwise you would have some football coaches up there that would be getting a couple $100,000 a year probably. As it is, a typical situation in Texas is that you're a high school basketball coach, you coach high school basketball, you assist in football, you scout on Friday nights, you coach junior high football, and then you also teach 7 classes of history while the 2 offensive coordinators and defensive coordinators teach nothing. That's it. That's Texas. You just accept it for what it is. You know something? They have tremendous basketball talent in Texas. You know what I always miss about Missouri? I miss the culture. There is a basketball culture in this state. You know, it's important. means a lot. And I tell you, that's one of the main reasons why Moberly offered me the chance to come back 4 years ago with an easy decision to make. Every day I walk in the gym, I think about some names. Maury Johns, you may have heard of him, great coach at Moberly. Colin Fitzsimmons, a guy named Charlie Spoonire, Dana Altman. I think about guys like Mitch Richmond, Gerald Wilkins, Charles Dudley, all the great players we've had. And I'll tell you something else that I love about Missouri. There's so much basketball talent in this state, there's even better coaching. You know, we have to sign 4 in-staters, and I'm very appreciative of the scholarship money that Moberly gives me to allow me to function, keep a program at a competitive level nationally. But I'm saying this, we have to sign 4 in-staters, we usually sign more. You know why? The talent in this state is just that good. This past year, this team that I had, they took me on a journey that reminded me why I coached. We were 14-1 at one point, and then we did something, and I don't know if any of y'all have ever been there. Our team forgot how to win. We found every way to lose. We lost twice in 1 week to Indian Hills and to West Plains on last second shots. It was just a frustrating period. And 2 things happened this year that will always reinforce my opinion in young people. People say, that kids have changed. Oh, there's a lot more distractions and all that. I still believe in the genuine goodness. I believe that kids want to be coached. I believe they want to be disciplined. We lost to West Plains this year. My point guard was Shot Lansdale from the Missouri North, who's now visiting Arkansas State this weekend. He texted me after the game. I don't know if any of y'all have ever done this. I was not real happy after the loss. And I probably said some things I probably shouldn't have said, the way I shouldn't have said it. But anyway, he texted me after the game. He says, Coach, you won't believe this. Keep the faith. We're going to get there. That was our 4th straight loss. Then we go down to Indian Hills later in the year, and we just get blown out. We get beat 30. And after the game, I'm thinking we're kind of done. I don't know if we can come back. There was a kid in Columbia Hickman High School named Chris Clark that all of a sudden stood up in front of the team. He says, Coach, you're the 2-year starter. He said, I want to go out of the line. I'm not playing very well. Jalen David needs to take my place. How often do you see that? I mean, to me, those 2 acts defined our season. Make a long story short, we came back, we won the region, we won the district. We got the national tournament, the same Indian Hills team that beat us by 30, could have beat us by 50. We beat up there, and then we ran into a tough Hutchinson team on their home court. It was a tremendous journey. And those 2 acts, to me, kind of define what I think there's still just a ton of goodness in kids. Now, for all y'all school coaches, I'm going to leave you with this advice. Here's what I will tell you. Tell your really, really, really good players, do not worry about their academics this spring. Okay? Enjoy themselves. Go to prom. Don't even show up for the ACT test. It's way overrated. Okay? And we'll be waiting for them at Moberly. Okay? I'm just joking. We believe in academics. I'm not going to be hypocritical. I did like the one kid one time that we ended up getting. He went in to take the ACT test, and after 4 minutes, he walked down to his high school coach. I'm just going through code. Okay? And then we'll have a few more like that. And last thing I'm going to say, if I never ever get put in the Hall of Fame, I'm very honored to be in the Missouri Basketball Coaches Hall of Fame. Thank you.